Pay cuts are coming in July. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee. We're going to talk about something that's appearing in the news at the moment. Pay cuts coming in July. Aussies who will get a pay cut on July 1 from news.com. The ABC shocking Aussies will have to pay for their own super increase. Now, we've talked about this again and again. Just the fact that increasing super is going to eat away at the take-home pay for people. And I'm surprised, or really the shocking thing should be how few Australians understand it. So let's jump on the screen and let's do a little diagram to explain this a bit better, everyone. So let's have a look here. Say you're paid, the minimum of the award. So this is your salary here that you got paid. And, we'll color it in a nice blue. This is your salary. Now you also get superannuation, everyone. So you're receiving a superannuation about 9.25% on top of that. Okay, and we'll color that in red. We'll color that in red. There we go. We'll go this Copic color here. So this is your entire package, everyone. Right here to here. Say you're on the award. In your industry, your job. That's your entire package. That may be your pay, and then a big chunk of that goes to the ATO, and the taxes. But then this super money, this because you're considered too stupid to know how to manage that or to save it. So other parties need to take control of your money and manage it on your behalf. Back in the day, the state didn't force people to do this. You could use all the money you earned for things that you wanted to buy and investments you wanted to make and maybe buying a house. But no. The state now determines that you're not capable. You're not an adult. Sure, you can vote, you can drink, you can do a few little things they choose to let you do, but you're not capable to manage your own money. And, well, frankly, considering how people don't understand what's going on here, maybe that's true to an extent. So, but your super goes to, either the banks through their super funds, pretty much, or to the unions. Okay? And they just have this pile of money that they love to control, They love to control. They see the dollar signs everywhere, guys. Everywhere, dollar signs. Okay, so whenever you see anything coming out of these organizations or their publications that they put forward, you have to be quite skeptical of it, everyone, because they've got an agenda. They want to have control of that money. So what happens? What happens if your superannuation goes up, as is happening now? So say our superannuation is going up. And what we'll do is, can I duplicate this one? Yes, fantastic. Okay. When your superannuation goes up, what will happen is, if you are on the award, if you're like the bare bones payment, if you're just scraping the award, guys, this is what will happen. Okay, that means your super, say, goes up to 10%, as they're arguing now. So your super will now increase by another little sliver. So that means your total package will have increased, everyone. So it won't be from there. It will now be from here. So this is your package, and you still send a chunk to the ATO, and you send, this total bit now to super. And I know some people can have self-managed super funds to have control over, but not everyone. The people who are having self-managed super funds, I would bet a carton that they're not the ones that are going to think their pay is going to, suddenly increase. They're going to know what's going on. They're not the people who are at the bottom of the award. Most of them. I'm sure some of them will be, but they won't stay there for long, to be honest. So, and here, that's one situation. Now, this is the other one where you've got a package pay. And this makes sense. So this here is your package. And you're paid, XXX. Thousands of dollars. Now, in this package, your total package, and we'll color it in now, we'll do it a darker blue. A portion of that is your superannuation money. So here, this is included in your package. So that is your super, everyone. So that there, is what, 9.5%. We'll do it a bit of a darker red. No, I don't like that red. You know what? We will do it orange. That's your super. Then you still have to pay this proportion here. You got a chunk going to the ATO, and then you got your version here that you get to spend. And we'll color that in green. Okay, so that's your package. That's what you're getting. Because you're on a wage, you're a packaged employee. You're not minimum wage, you're not on the award. But what is happening here? What is happening here is that, well, if super increases, you don't necessarily will receive an increase to your overall package. Perhaps your performance or your productivity hasn't increased. This is the thing. Wage growth should be tied to increased productivity. It shouldn't be mandated from the state. If the state mandates wage increases, well, that's another messy thing. That results in a dead weight loss because of people who can't perform in the economy. But what's going to happen? What's going to happen to these poor suckers here? They're probably all really happy. Oh, fantastic. But their super will also increase. And what we'll do is we'll just delete this. Their super will also increase, everyone. So now their super will say, is at this level. The ATO still takes their slice. And there's a slice taken off of what you can take home. Everyone. So super, and we'll make it pink. Be inclusive. So this is your super. So you're sending more money outside of your control. Because your boss doesn't have to increase your overall package. So long as you're still meeting the fairness test, so long as you're still doing better than someone on this award situation. So your overall one. So say, an argument's sake, if this is the total package, including super, of the award person, but you were already up here, you can easily absorb an increase in your super. You can absorb another increase and another increase, but the money that you're going to have to take home is going to decrease. It'll go down, down, down. That's what's happening here, everyone. This is what happens when the government knows better than you, when they want to manage your money, when they want to funnel money to the unions and to the bank-controlled super funds. Now, I'm not surprised. Don't get me wrong. Saving is fantastic and it should be encouraged. And I know for some people it is a hard habit to get into. And there are tax advantages to superannuation. But that's all artificial. Why couldn't there be tax advantages to other things? Why couldn't we incentivize people to actually pay off a home first? More people owning a home, more stability, more security. We'll look at another video tonight where pensioners put their life savings in for the hope of just having some stability for 40 years. And we're kind of lost out. So let's have a look. I'm not surprised the way the media is portraying this. And, wage growth, we've discussed this in several episodes, just how, well, it's gone up. What? The change has been 300% since the 90s, give or take. The RBA's, I love to joke about the RBA's complete failure at predicting wage price growth. I mean, they're the managers of our economy. But let's look at how the media is portraying this. Aussies who will get a pay cut on the 1st of July. So, Aussies who will get a pay cut on July 1. Superannuation Minister Jane Hume has delivered a blunt message to unions complaining that some bosses will force workers to pay for their own super rises on July 1. Yeah, who didn't know this? Who did not know this was going to happen? Why not? Why wouldn't you? If your worker hasn't worked harder, I tell them, sorry, I have to put more of your money in super. That's how you'd frame it. You'd not go, no, I'm taking your pay down. No, I'm forced to pay more of your money into super. I would much rather pay it all to you. I hated the fact that my staff didn't, because they were all young. They were young whippersnappers. They didn't appreciate how much super they had. That's the one advantage of the one advantage of actually having it in a, next to your bank account. So whenever you're spending, you're seeing your super, then you can see that it's getting paid in there. I had mates who worked for years, didn't get paid a cent of super. You'd much rather, you'd notice it straight away if it didn't come in your account, wouldn't you? But no, because a third party needs to manage it because you're too stupid. Explaining why she doesn't plan to do anything about the practice, Senator Hume told news.com.au that it's a simple fact that there was a trade-off between wage increases and super rises. And she's accused unions of effectively trying to have their cake and eat it too. Well, I mean, they're cartels. That's what they do. After they were warned that a mandated increase of super to 10% may come at the expense of pay rises. Her comments follow revelations that some businesses can legally force workers to absorb the cost of the super increase under some employment contracts. Who didn't know this? This isn't a revelation, okay? This isn't some magical thing. This is what professionals have had to deal with their entire life. Come on. That means that some unlucky workers could face a pay cut on July 1. Well, no, they're not. It's not a pay cut. It's the state mandating that more of your earnings are put into the hands of the banks and the union-controlled super funds. That's what it is. With the new super guarantee increase comes into force. Despite months of Labour and Industry Super Australia denying the trade-off between super increases and take-home wages, ignoring the findings of the Retirement Income Review, the RBA, Grattan, ACOS and others, the government has always been aware that there is in fact the trade-off, Senator Hume said. Well, it's because you've got people who probably have very little business management experience in the real world. Lawyers and teachers, come on. Isn't that what Labour is pretty much all these days? While denying this trade-off, Labour has again demonstrated they can't be trusted with the nation's finances, pushing not just for a rise to 12%, but an increase to 15%. 15% of your super going into the hands. I'll bring up this chart. 15%, everyone, taken away. 15%. Can you imagine that? 15%. So there you go. It'll grow even more. Well, now, these guys will go more, but these ones won't. Wow. While the government flirted with the idea of freezing the super increase, it ultimately decided to allow the already legislated increase to proceed as planned. The government wanted this increase to the super guarantee rate carefully, or weighed this increase to the super guarantee rate carefully against the economic data prior to the budget, the senator said. The Morrison government is committed to growing the economy, to drive down unemployment and to increase wages. Ms. Hume's comments come after workers were warned about this. It's not a sneaky trick. No, it's not a sneaky trick. It is your contract and your package. Bosses should do it. Go on. Well, you voted for this stupid rubbish. Don't you want to have more of your money? Sorry, your politicians think they know better how to manage your money. This is why, part of the reason why I want to get rid of pay-as-you-go. It'll never happen, but I would love to see it. People struggling to pay their taxes or people actually experiencing how much they have to pay. Oh, that'll shift the Overton window better than any other argument. Getting people paying their own bloody taxes for once. All those self-righteous leftists that want to just steal more and more money. Problem is, a lot of them probably don't pay any. Anyway, Australian bosses were trying to force employees to pay for their own mandated super increases, resulting in a cut to their take-home pay. That's not a sneaky trick. That's not a sneaky trick. They're allowed to do it, guys. That's your package. That's your deal. Then, if you didn't like it, why do you vote for politicians and push for this garbage? Okay? That's the reality. The practice has been slammed as shocking by unions. And it means some workers could face a pay cut when the super guarantee rises to 10% on July 1. But only workers who have contracts that stipulate that super is included as part of their total package are at risk. This isn't a risk. This isn't a risk. Look at how they're framing this. Oh, wow. If your employment contract states super should be paid on top of your base salary, you're not in that category. The problem for workers who are in the first category is that if your contract states super is included as part of your total package, your boss might try and take the super rise out of your salary. The superannuation guarantee is mandated amount that employers must contribute to their workers' retirement savings. It's legislated to increase from 9.5% to 10% from July 1 and then rise 0.5% each year until it reaches 12% by 2025. Oh, wow, 12%. I mean, this is the problem with hiring people in Australia. Every bloody year you get government-mandated wage increases, you get super increases, you get legislations, you've got to jump through hoops, you've got to do all these bloody things. No wonder people are offshore and work. I met businesses where they offshore everything because it's cheaper and easier. No wonder people are putting contractors on and don't want to hire anyone properly because it's cheaper and easier. Employment lawyers say they've been receiving calls from bosses wanting to know if it's legal. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Sneaky trick. BloodyNews.com. Who's writing this? Samantha. Oh, well, there we go. There we go. The short answer is yes, when the contract allows it, but Labor says that doesn't mean you should do it. Who's going to listen to Labor? No. Labor's superannuation spokesman, Stephen Jones, told news.com.au that employers should simply do the right thing. Well, you know what you do then. You don't get rid of it. You don't take it off their pay. You just cut their hours. Real pay has been frozen for a decade, he said. The 0.5% super increase has already been delayed for 8 years and is less than $6 a week for average workers. Average workers aren't going to be the ones that cop this. Okay, the person on the median wage, not the average wage, the median wage of 50 grand isn't going to cop this. They will be in the award category, guys. They'll be over here. Okay? It's going to be the people that are on the packages. And they're going to be above. They're not going to be average. Don't let them fool you with this rubbish. The number of employers who try to dud their workers on super is surprisingly larger according to access management firm Mercer. Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of employers that do. I'm sure a lot badly manage it. Then what you need to do is stop, just end super, phase it out. Allow people to, allow the employers or the workers to receive that money and get them to deposit it in their super accounts. But Florian, they'll never do it. Well, then get the unions and bank-controlled super funds to hunt down those employees, those workers. Make people pay for the shit that they're forcing others to do for them. Maybe it's time. It's time we aren't so infantilized in this country. Oh. Some employers who already pay more than the mandated super guarantee won't maintain the bump gap under the changes, while others who only pay the 9.5% minimum will try to pass on the entire cost to staff. According to a recent survey of businesses, Mercer found that of those companies that could pass on the super rise to employees, 1 in 3, 30% of companies said they plan to. Another 1 in 5 said they'd not made their minds up yet about passing some or all of the cost onto employees. But there are risks for some companies that try to pass the cost onto workers. Asking employers to absorb or split the additional SG or even subsume the increase in existing above minimum employer contributions all may be perceived as putting economics before empathy, the Mercer report warns. Yeah, it's called business. You're an idiot if you think this whole employee family rubbish. No, it's a business arrangement. And the government is coming in and telling people how to run their business. I don't blame them at all. I think they should. I think frankly, every business that has the ability to pass that cost on to their workers should do it to really drive home what the government is intervening in their lives, that the government is costing them money. That's what needs to happen. Moreover, reducing the real or perceived employee benefits is likely to put pressure on employee engagement and retention. Employers should be mindful of the current and extraordinary social economic context when strategizing their SG approach, not just for July 1, but towards 2025. The super increase carries significant costs for businesses. Yeah, it does. But by forcing employees to bear those costs, Mercer warns that some staff may decide to walk and get a new job. That's business. They may do it anyway. Come on. Reducing take-home pay by passing the SG increase onto employees in the face of stagnant wage growth is likely to impact employee advocacy, the report warns. Okay, the people that are paid above the award that high are probably not on stagnant wage growth. And often, if you want wage growth, guys, you don't stay in the one business. You have to move from one to the other. You don't stay put. Employers are potentially, this is mainly for the civil servants. They'll get it. Guarantee they'll get it on top. They get so many bloody perks. If you haven't been in the civil servants, you'd be shocked. You would be shocked. I did a stint in the Architectural Practice Academy. It was a program. We were like a independent architectural practice under the Department of Public Works. I couldn't believe it because I'd worked in private practice from my first year while I was at university. I couldn't believe the perks these people were getting and how entitled they were. They thought they deserved it. They didn't realize how special they were. They could even claim write off train tickets and stuff to work. All this insane bullshit. And they're the ones now that are, not feeling the impact of any of their economic interventions. Don't worry, guys. When Australia goes full socialist, they'll be the ones running all the businesses. Employers are potentially more likely to seek new opportunities. Yeah, who cares? They can do that. Unions have also slammed the practice as being unacceptable. Who cares? Of course they're going to. It is absolutely shocking to me that employers would be trying to put. Come on, that's well, you've never run a business, have you, ACTU president? This is the thing. Depending on your business, some people are copping it really hard. What about the businesses that are still struggling, that can barely keep their staff on, that have got pushed too far beyond the limits with JobKeeper when maybe they shouldn't have, and now they're going to have an increase? For the economy and for our social security and pension system, we'll be better off if people have enough money to retire on and retire without living in poverty. So, there you go. A very ideologically biased piece written by a journalist who, well, it's not really surprising. What do you think, guys? What's the solution to all of this? I think it's really simple. We need to increase the financial literacy in this country. People should not be shocked by this. The problem is, people that are shocked by this have the same amount of influence on our political system with voting that you do. And I know there'll be some people that think voting is pointless. What we need, I'm thinking more and more, we need to have a voting license. Voting should be voluntary, but you need to prove that you have the capability to vote. Maybe a basic numeracy, literacy, in order to have political influence. Basic financial literacy before you can influence for this type of intervention. What do you reckon? Do you think that'll make a change? Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. If you're a fan of the channel, you enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Aussie Broadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.